everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is May, also known as Miss Leva here on YouTube, and today I have a handbag review video. I wanted to talk about a bag that's been with me already for about 3 years, so I thought there was definitely enough time and enough use in order to give you a very in-depth, honest review. So to get right into it, it is the Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis, and she is in the Monogram Canvas. I love this bag, you guys. I really do. And like I said, I've had her already for 3 years. A little bit of a backstory. This bag was impossible to get. Back in 2018, I think they were really hard to come across. Either they were just so popular. They were also having a little bit of issues, which I'll get into in a little bit later. But it was really difficult to find in any store. That year, we went to Dallas, we went to Dubai, and we went to Paris and Russia, and I couldn't find them in any of those. So when I tell you it was impossible to come across, it really was. I would go in and people would literally laugh in my face every time that I would ask for this bag, just because they were like, I mean, good luck. However, to my surprise, I ended up finding it in my hometown of Miami. We actually walked into a Neiman Marcus, or was it Saks? It was a Saks Fifth. So they had a Louis Vuitton boutique inside, and I walked in and I told my husband, I'm just gonna ask for it. I know they're gonna say no. And when I did, the lady was like, let me take a look. Anytime I'm searching for something that's a mission to come across and they tell me, let me take a look, I don't know about you guys, but my heart literally stops. Let me know I'm not the only one that feels this way. So she said so, and I looked at my husband and he's like, you know they're gonna come back and they're gonna say no. I'm like, oh my gosh. And when she did come back, she's like, well, I actually have one, but it is on hold. So I was like, great, that means that I can't take it. So I just asked her, can I still see it regardless? She's like, sure, let me show it to you. And as she was bringing it out, the manager came by and said, actually, this has already been on hold for over 24 hours and we can't hold it any longer. So if you are interested, you can take it. That's it. I was like, oh my God, pack her up before anybody else sees her. So that day I was able to bring her home with me, and literally the next day was a Monday. I packed her for work, even though I missed placing in a bunch of stuff that I normally would take for work, but I was just so excited to have her in my collection. It was a bag that I had been after for so long. And it was so funny because I wasn't yet into small bags back then. So in a way, I was excited to have her, but at the same time, I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna start fitting my stuff in here when I've been used to carrying my Speedy 35 and my Neverfull MM for so long? But to my surprise, she actually fits a ton. I'll make sure to do a what fits in my bag later on in this video to show you guys. And she has been fantastic for travel. As you can tell, she is very slim, so even though once you start putting things inside, she doesn't bulk out too much. The Speedy B25 tends to bulk out a little bit more. So for that reason, I really enjoy using this bag, especially for travel. So like I was saying, back when I got her, it was almost a mission impossible to find her. However, nowadays you actually can come across her a lot more. I've seen her in stock on the website more often, and in stores you can easily walk in and they also have the monogram. They've also come out with new style canvases and leathers as well. The empreinte ones are so beautiful. The black one calls my attention all the time. I think it looks so chic and so classic. But I really don't want to double up on my handbags, and that's why I kind of stopped myself from grabbing it. But if you're the type that you don't like the loud monogram print of the canvas, you can always go for the empreinte, which is very subtle, and in my opinion, it can totally be dressed up or down. Now, to do a little bit of a tour of the bag in case you're not very familiar with it, it is a very small, compact bag, as you can see. It does have an S-clasp closure here in the front, which you basically just cinch in one of the sides. They don't both go in, it's just one. And then it opens up like so. Then it is a flap bag, and as you can see in the center, it has 3 compartments. There's a very slim one back here. This is how I keep it stuffed with some air paper. Then you have the center compartment, which is the largest one of them all. And then you have, let me see how I can hold her. And then you have the front pocket here, which is a little bit slimmer, and that's where I usually tend to just keep the strap. Now for the strap, it is a very nice strap. It actually has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adjustments. So I think no matter what your height is, I think this bag will work for you. And the great thing about it is that it's also removable, so you can use this towards any other handbag that you might carry. Now back to the bag, it also has a cute little top handle here. You can totally carry it like so. I do from time to time when I want to go out maybe at night. I think that by carrying it with the top handle, it looks a little bit more dressy. And then it also has a zippered pocket in the back. I love this pocket when it wants to open. To put my phone inside. It's very slim, so that's pretty much all I put in there. Something that I want easy access to. What I technically do is I most of the time leave the zipper open, because as you guys can see, the zipper is a little stiff to get open from time to time. So like I mentioned, this cutie has been with me. It's going to be 4 years. I'll actually pop up a picture of when I got her with a cute Snapchat filter. But I was so excited to finally be able to add her to my collection. And like I mentioned, I used her for work, I used her for travel, and then I started using her for errands during the weekend until this year that I added my Speedy B25. I gotta say that this was probably my most used handbag. So for that reason, I really think that I am ready to do a very in-depth review of the wear and tear. She's definitely seen better days, but I have to say that she hasn't been as bad as some of the other Pochette Metis that I've seen and how they've held up. Now, if you know a little bit of a backstory from this handbag, you are aware that the glazing was one of the main issues that this handbag had. A lot of people got theirs recalled a couple of times. They would say that if it was issued during a certain year, that you should go into the boutique and take it in. Many people had theirs replaced. If there wasn't any inventory, many just got a credit and they were offered another bag. Thankfully, I have to say that I have had not any issues with the glazing. I will show you where it's kind of separating a little bit from the canvas. But you guys, I've had this bag, like I've said, for 3 years. And I'm not going to take it in for them to tell me, hey, let's just send it off, and now you're going to have to wait like 6 months to get it back. Or for them to tell me, hey, you know what, you can no longer keep the bag, now you have to get a new one. I've had so many great memories with this bag that for the little bit of wear that it has on the glazing here in the corners, I'll make sure to do a close-up. I really don't feel the need that I need to take it into the boutique. However, where I did think that I was going to have the most issues was when you open, as you can see the flap, like any flap bag, it does curve here. So as you can see, a lot of people, their glazing issues tended to be here, and I have absolutely zero. Like the bag, when you look at it in that angle, it looks brand spanking new. So I'm super surprised because like I've said, I've used her a ton. And these people that were having these issues probably grabbed the bag maybe once or twice every 2 or 3 weeks. So I was pleasantly surprised to know that for the amount of times that I have used this bag, it has had no wear on the glazing other than that little spot that I showed you. Another major concern that a lot of people stress about when they get bags with Vachetta is obviously the stains or the watermarks that it might obtain over time. And mine definitely has a ton of beauty marks on it. But I'm really, that type of person, and I always say it. I talked about it in my previous video with my YSL Lulu bag, that I got that bag and I was babying it so much that I wasn't using it. And then I told myself, then why did you get it? So I knew that when I got this bag, I took care of it. I take care of all my bags, obviously, because I do want them to last. But it wasn't going to be something that I was just, oh my God, it's raining, I'm not going to take it out. So for that reason, I knew that I wanted to use the bag. I will tell you, I got her probably in June, and I think in February of the next year, I went ahead and added a bandeau, and I think that helped a lot. But the bandeau, I would wrap it up here from time to time, and then sometimes I would just take it off because the bandeau didn't match the color of the outfit that I was wearing. So it wasn't something that I bought specifically for the handle not to gain any wear and tear. As you can see, it has totally gained a ton of beauty marks, but I have been caught in the rain with this bag, you know, and I try to cover it as best as I can. Like, you can see the dots of the water, but it's really not something that bothers me at all. I just feel like it gives the bag a story and it makes it your own if you really think about it like that. Now, something else that has definitely shown a lot of wear on this bag are these side vachetta pieces here. I think it just might have gotten dirty over time. I'll try to make sure to include close-ups. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here on the camera, but they've definitely gained a lot of wear. Sometimes I do worry that this leather will become so soft that it'll kind of rip off the ring handle here. It doesn't show wear to that extreme. I mean, there's no cracking or anything like that in the leather. It's just me mentally thinking, you know, long term. I'm assuming if that's the case, I can always try and take it in, obviously, before it gets too bad. If you are not aware, you can always take in your handbags if it does have an issue or something that you want to get fixed. The only thing that I know and have heard that they won't fix is cracked canvas. Once your canvas cracks, then basically the bag is no good. So I definitely want to make sure that I inspect my canvas bags from time to time just to avoid something like that from happening. Now, talking about the canvas, what I tend to do with all my canvas pieces is kind of wipe them down from time to time just to take off any dust or any dirt that it might have accumulated. So I do tend to do that, and for that reason, thankfully, this canvas looks pretty much brand new, so I cannot say anything bad about the canvas. It also does have this other little vachetta piece here, which is super cute. I love the tone that the vachetta has grown to get over time. It's a very nice light caramel color, and that's exactly how I love it. I don't think she'll get any darker, but then again, she does have a long way to go, hopefully. So the inside of the bag, this is a bobby pin. So the inside of the bag is actually like a suede lining. It's very nice, and it's held up fantastic. I cannot say one bad thing about it. It's actually very easy to clean, and as you can see, it's held up so well. It really has nothing wrong inside, and for the amount of times that I've used it, like I've mentioned, I'm pleasantly surprised at how well this bag still looks. So before I mention the elephant in the room and the one wear and tear piece that I'm sure we're all dying to know of how it's held up, I did want to tell you guys that the bag has no feet under. Since it is canvas, that doesn't bother me because I feel like if I do place it somewhere where it might get dirty, I can just wipe it down and clean it again. But I know some people are like huge fanatics of having their little feet under their bags, so I just wanted to point that out. Now, let's get into the piece that has definitely seen the worst of the worst, and that is this little S-clasp closure right here. We all know that you want to try to keep the clear sticker on for as long as you can. I gotta admit, I took it off the day I got it. I'm not a fan of having the stickers on my hardware pieces and then seeing them kind of flip up little by little. It drives me nuts. So I knew I wanted to get the bag. I knew I wanted to use it. So I was committed to it, and the day that I got it and unboxed it, I went ahead and removed the clear sticker on it. It definitely has a ton of wear, I have to say. I'm going to insert a close-up for you guys. Obviously, when you're wearing the bag crossbody, the way that you open it and then how you're gonna go close it is just kind of roaming around until it finally finds the little hole and goes inside. So that's gonna cause a lot of scratches around the hardware. It's pretty much on the top half of the hardware that you'll see the scratches. If you can tell there, you see like all of those are scratches there. And then the rest of the hardware is pretty much in good condition in my opinion. But it's obviously that part because that's where you mostly move around in order to find the closure for the bag to close. This part here does have a couple of scratches as well. But like I said, it's nothing really major, at least in my opinion. I still think it looks very brand new and very nice. And like I said, when you're wearing the bag, those are little things that nobody, not even yourself, can really see. It's just when you're thoroughly expecting the bag that you'll see those things pop up. So that's basically all the wear and tear that I have from this cutie. Like I've said, I've had her for so long. Oh, something else I did want to mention. Keep in mind, if the bag is empty and you're trying to close it, it is a little bit of a mission. I know that many of the reviews out there do point that out. It's not something that bothers me because I'm going to close the bag when I'm using it. So if it is that it gives me a hard time to close it when I'm going to store it, it's no big deal. I'll just leave it like so and keep it stuffed like you guys saw. So once you are using the bag and you have your things inside, to close it, you're not going to struggle. I'll make sure I'll show you guys when I put the things in. But when it is empty, it's very difficult because you do have to push in. And as you can tell right here, it didn't close. It's not really something that's going to cause any harm to the bag if it doesn't close. Just wanted to point that out because I have seen it in previous other reviews and people, I feel, kind of try to make a big deal about it, but it really isn't such a big deal. The bag will just stay open. But once you are using it and you do have your things inside, it'll be very easy to close. All right, so let's get into what fits inside. I was pleasantly surprised when I started playing with it when I got her and saw how much I can fit in here. When I travel, I tend to carry sometimes a lot more than normal, and for that reason I really was hesitating in order to use her for a travel bag. But when I did get her and just put like the essentials that I needed as I was traveling, I was super excited and very, very happy that it actually fit perfectly. So I'm going to start off by kind of overflowing her and then just showing you different ways that you can pack her depending on what you're taking. Now I do have here my mini pochette, and this one is in the limited edition. The centerpiece is going to be your largest compartment, so that's where you're going to try to fit your bulkiest items. So what I do is I put this one in sideways. This is if I'm carrying a lot of things, you guys will see. I have here my toiletry 15 in the canvas, so I can definitely put this one right beside her. So there you have both the toiletry and the mini pochette. And then I tend to carry smaller wallets as I've shown you guys previously. Right now I'm using the Rosalie and the Damier Ben. So what I do is with this one, I go ahead and put it in the front pocket here. So like so. This is a little bit harder than I thought. And there you go, we have those there. Now something else that I can put inside is a pair of sunglasses. And what I typically do with this one is that I put in the wallet first, but I usually put in the sunglasses first in that first compartment and I lay it down like so. And then I'll put the wallet right on top of it. So there you go. And then if you really needed to, on that back pocket, I tend to just keep my wipes. This is an option when you want to carry a lot of things. Keep in mind, if the things that you have inside are stuffed, like these two are, the bag is definitely going to get heavy. So I'm just giving you the option so that you guys know how much can fit inside. Typically, I don't carry this much in here. It keeps its structure very well. So even though you put a lot of things inside, it doesn't bulge out too much, as you can tell here. So then when I go to close her, and she closes perfectly fine. So that's what I was trying to tell you when you have, you know, people complaining that the S-Class is a little bit hard to close. It is when the bag is empty, but once you have all your things inside, it's very easy to close. So I just wanted to show you how I would typically carry her. I did keep the wipies in the back, and then, like I said, I'll either pick up my mini pochette or the toiletry. In this case, I'm gonna go with the mini pochette. And then what I'll do is that I'll lay the mini pochette in the center compartment. And since I don't use the mini pochette so much, it's just if I need something, what I'll do is that the glasses, in this case, I'll put them on top of the mini pochette. They're in the middle compartment. And then my wallet, I'll go ahead and put in the front compartment. Now, if you have a card holder, that would be even less space that it's accumulating. Let me try and get one. So this one here is just my reverse monogram card holder. And the card holders will fit perfectly in the back pocket. So they'll go in there like so, because they're very slim already to begin with, so they won't take up a lot of space. And if you did want to use that front compartment for anything else besides your wallet, then you can definitely place the card holder in the back where the wipies are at. And as you can see, it just stays back there. Or you can even place it in that middle compartment, you know, going in sideways, maybe towards a corner. She's here. And it won't take a lot of space. So it really just depends what your must-have are and what you want to carry in that particular day. But like I said, you really can just accommodate pretty much anything in this bag. So I just wanted to show you how I would normally carry her. I'm gonna go ahead and close her. Ta-da! And she's closed. No hassles once again with that closure there. Now, one last thing I did want to show you guys that does fit inside is a toiletry 19. I know that some people need to carry a lot of things, and particularly me, I hate just having things thrown around my bags. I like to have little pouches and more pouches in order to keep my bags organized. So if you do need to carry a ton of things and you just want to carry one pouch, the toiletry 19 does fit inside. It's going to go in that center compartment and it slides right in. You can put this on here on the side. So as you can see, it slides right in. It's gonna take up the whole space of that middle compartment. So just keep that in mind. If you are stuffing this toiletry, it's gonna cause for the bag to also get heavy. So in this case, that's when I'll probably recommend, you know, carrying a card holder like so, and then you can just place that in the front pocket there. And you can also put in a pair of sunglasses. So what I did is that I put them in the front, and then the card holder I just put right on top of that. So there's the card holder, the toiletry 19, the wipes, and then the sunglasses. And once again, we're gonna go ahead and close her and she is good to go. So overall, guys, I feel like the possibilities of putting things inside this bag are endless. She fits a ton. You just kind of have to maneuver and play a little bit of Tetris in order to get your items in there. That is why I love this bag so much. And the fact that they're extending all the leathers and the canvas prints that they come out with makes me very happy, because the day that I do have to put this one to rest, I know that I'll have a possibility of replacing it with another one. So I would love to hear from you guys what you think about this handbag. Do you have it? Have you had it? Did you have to turn it in? Did yours get recalled? Let's start a little conversation down in the comment section below. I really love interacting with you guys and hearing your stories about your handbags. So if you did enjoy the video, I would greatly appreciate if you would give me a thumbs up down below. And if you are new, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the family. Thank you so much to all of you for taking some time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.